Yo, welcome back everybody. Today we're demoing one of the changed heroes, one of the big ones, a mainstay of competitive Hearthstone Battlegrounds for the entirety, pretty much the entirety, of the time that Battlegrounds has been out, and that is Maiev. Maiev, who, according to pretty much everybody, pretty much universally understood, has been nerfed with the new version of her hero power. That hero power now reads, freeze a minion. After 3 turns instead of 2 turns, receive that minion to your hand, give it a buff of +1/1 instead of the previous +1/+0. Well, what does that mean? That means the minions are stronger when they go to your hand, but it's delayed by another turn. How do you play Maiev in the new meta? It's all up in the air, but it turns out that we have a really good win rate on Maiev this patch so far. We're still holding a 2.0 average. I think we have 8 games at this point played with Maiev, like a really solid average, an average of a 2nd place. And what we're doing pretty much every game is staying on 1, always hero powering pairs whenever we see them, leveling on curve, and if we find a triple by turn 4, then it's a no-brainer. You lock the triple on turn 4, you level straight to 5 and take a 6-star. If you lock multiple ones, then you kind of blow out the lobby. If you find them while you're leveling, say for example you level to 3, you have 1 locked triple that's going to roll in 2 turns, then you freeze the next one on the board and just take them both on that turn where you level to 5. Usually give yourself 2-3 triples. That's enough to turn the corner. If you do not find triples, and that's not really relevant to this video, but it's always the most asked question in chat, what do you do on Maiev if you don't find your triples by turn 5? Stay on 3. You go to 3, you play the game from there. You have a bunch of pairs, you're going to have to flush them. You got to go for tempo. You got to play for a win condition. On 3, you have the Thorn Callers, you have the mechs and whatnot. Sometimes you got to give up. You can't throw good money after bad. But when you do hit those triples, you'll see what happens. Dragon Dream's real. The Quillboard Dream's real. There's some real blowout potential in Maiev still. All right, enjoy. I like the changes on Maiev. It's a different hero. I think the hero is a little bit weaker than she was before, which is good because she's more balanced now. But you have to be willing to, what I thought yesterday, drop out of the high roll line and just play for 2nd. Or play for 3rd, play for 4th kind of lines. If you don't line up a turn 4 triple, you're not playing for 6 stars. We line up a turn 4 triple. We can actually take a 5-star off of this if we want. Don't like him at all. Feels so weak. He's definitely she's definitely still a tier 2 hero statistically. Like stats don't really lie. 4.4. She seems fine. Like this is never going to be that far off. A top 1%. Maiev, since we're brought back, you could argue plus or minus 0.2, 0.3 from those averages, but that's about what the majority of players do with it. It's just a weird one to play. It feels a little bit different. I'm 7K in the games I'm in. Give me first, or give me around 90. Yep. That's because your lobbies are worse than you. That's the nature of the game. And some games will be better. Do I want the 5-star or do I want a 6-star this game? I don't think it's ever a turn 6 6-star, is it? We could hero power here, level, take the 6-star. This feels like a 6-star, but you take the 6-star on turn 7. Not gonna use the blood gem then. You went to 3. I think with the pirates in, you go for 6s. Alright. It is what it is. We're strong now, we're moderate next turn, we're weak the turn after, and we take a triple. Sixes? Aren't you getting ahead of yourself? It's only 1-6 so far? Well, if you're taking the first one, then all subsequent triples are going to be sixes now, aren't they? Why 1-2 instead of 2-3? Because it's a better minion in the long term, and we're already strong right now. It's equivalent next turn, and it's better after that. And we're already too strong to lose on this round. It's another instance of saying we're going to leverage being strong now to also be strong later, or stronger later. Yo, Fish Miner, thank you for the resub.
Bofur, Bofur.
Bofur. Did you get that, chat? Bofur? Seems like the wrong turn to fight the Galakron, but you know, as is tradition. It's better to not take damage and don't risk it for a minion, you know? That what? What? Oh, it's funny. Yeah, there's no risk. No risk for a better minion. Like, it's now equivalent. Like, I would rather have a 2-2 Micro Machine than a 2-3 for sure on this turn, right? And then next turn it's better. It gives us another tribe on the board. On top of that, it's a minion that sticks around at least till turn 7. It's a good hit.
I meant to type something here. You suck.
Why lock the triple this turn? What triple? Yo, Cruxus, thank you for the resub too. Like, it enables module. There's a million reasons to take Micro Machine there. If you know you're already strong, get a minion that's better for later. Nah, we know 100% we never take damage there, Devil. Like, you can gauge how strong someone is on turn 3 and turn 4. We know 100% we don't take damage there. There's no combination of minions Kurtrus can buy on turn 3 when we fight him, or turn 4 when we fight him, that beats what we had on the board. We have the equivalent of 1 extra minion on him. And even if we did take like a 1% chance, your downside is you take 3 damage. Right? Like, there's a huge upside and virtually 0 risk. Like, it's those kind of plays that they're kind of like the vast majority of people would be like, oh, this is an auto buy the better minion on this turn. You got to be able to optimize past that point to climb. You can do way better than that. Alright, let's just get these things off the board. That's a good hit. Go right. It's a good hit. It's a good hit. Hit right. Yeah, that's right. Now go right again. He gets attacked. Beautiful. That's as good as that gets. Yeah, health is a resource. Let's keep using that statement. Health is a resource. You take risk associated with some small amount of risk to health, and you're not really that concerned. Health is not that important. We get a Goose or Charoga. We're going to take a second triple here too. It's probably the Goose with the second triple. So this pair, this guy or the mech, amusingly, we like the dragon on the board right now, but doesn't mean it's the right choice. It's got to be both, right? We sell both of these. Or we sell a Murloc, which we're not going to do. So we have to sell them both anyway. Eliza's cute, but we can play for dragons this game. Yeah, it's fine. I think I'd rather have the pair than freezing the gold. We get this pair next turn too. Beasts in, plants is okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, we still take the Amalgadon. Oh, I would have gone the 6. Probably one great deal here, right? We'll just go to 6 in 2 turns. We should have that long left in the game. I don't care about this. It's a blood gem. This is good. The only real question is what we're selling. Should have played this first. It's not that big of a deal, but I should have. This is worthless in terms of its effect if I hero power it, but it's still a 1/1 buff in the future. I don't want to play a bunch of battle cries right now. That's the thing. Like, we don't have a bunch of dragons. Sell the golden Murloc and pirate. This Murloc's better, but other than that, yeah, I can get on board with the rest of it. Too bad he went first. Hit here. Alright. Never Clover, dude. Never Clover. Alright. We'll take the tie. Salad card. Alright. We're gonna take the battle cries and we're gonna just commit now. It's a dragon, I guess. Ooh. We want to play as few battle cries as possible first. Like these guys. Take this off the board. Play the Tidehunter after. I guess we can play this first. Look to see what we get. Then if it's a dragon, we sell this. Put this on the board. Gonna keep the Murloc, right? It's only one cleave in the lobby. I'm just gonna make our board better against... or better at utilizing the strong shell. The 6-star cleave is usually not worth playing around. Just do it this way. Pull some stats into the Calicos to make it relevant. I don't care about this. I want to level to 6 next turn, because it's going to be practically free. It left. Alright, well, he's perfect so far. That's unfortunate, considering. Alright, he's actually just perfect at this game, huh? He's just the best? Alright, cool. So he took 14 damage there. Why keep Murloc over a Cobalt? We couldn't buy the Cobalt with that amount of gold, unless you didn't buy a different battle cry. And keeping a Murloc's fine. We want to go to 6 anyway. We need the open spot, the cycle spot plus Nadina spot or whatever anyway. Alright, we'll take the other dragon. Making my decision for me, eh, Bob? We cycle 1 here, then we hero power something. We gotta be careful about what we hero power, because we're gonna make it so we don't have enough spots on this board. This one rolls off next turn. Not relevant for this turn, but we could take another Bronze Warden for the triple, for the long term, or we could just take another Battle Cry. And I think on average, Battle Cries are just better. We got Blood Gem there, we got Blood Gems there. We pull them into making another relevant minion. Alright. 2-1 with ability? I don't know what you're talking about. This thing? That's what you want? Nah. Nah, fuck that. Not in this position. The Dragon 2-1? You gotta get names right. Otherwise, it's just so hard for me to understand or decode what's going on in chat. Otherwise, I'm just kind of sitting here trying to play 20 questions. You level for 1, then bought a Swabby? I want to see the next board more than I care about that 1 gold. The 1 gold's irrelevant, right? All we would have done is roll there. Don't know the name of the cards? Well, I mean, it's kind of 20 questions then. Might end on Charlie. Let's look at the next board before we make a decision. We can play 3 through to play a Battle Cry. It's probably right. And then you play Charlie at the end and hero power something. If we do, we clog the board for next turn. We could just end on the pair and hold the Twilight Emissary. Not sure we value the pair that highly, though. Like, I make the read he's not strong. So if that's the case, then I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take the effect here, and I'm going to play the Blood Gem. We do not want to play the Battle Cry through and hero power, otherwise we'll have 2 frozen minions on next board. And we'll just take the extra 1/1 here. Music ended? Yeah, it did. Good call. And our read's good. He has nothing. Not compared to what we have. He's nothing. He's weak. Pathetic. Unfortunately, we don't lethal him, but still fine. Time to switch to the DK track? Maybe. Yeah, we want the gold. If we think he's weak, we're going to be gold efficient. 6-star, discover a new hero power. Random gold minion, which is also a 6-star, but we have to buy it. I think it's probably a new hero power. Well, this is gonna get silly. Hey, look at that too. That's why the new hero power is pretty good. You could argue that we're too big to fail. And just milk the Light Fang for a turn. To get a little bit bigger to deal with these guys. We're basically a bank. Just too big to fail. Otherwise, we're gonna have to drop a dragon this cycle for next turn. Which isn't the end of the world, because this is trash, but... Too big to fail? Man who failed? Like I said, you could argue it. Doesn't make it right. Gonna lead with Bumper. We have a red whelp as well, which is kind of nice. Who cares? Taking 7 to 9 damage if we fail. Who cares? That's fine, man. Alright. Pretty close to the worst hits. Now you can take a shield off if you want. No, not anymore? Now you don't? Oh, I see. Alright, sure, sure. Just give him all of the resets possible. Naturally. Naturally. We found a way to lose. Alright. Cool. Oh, sure. Take absolute max damage. Oh, just beautiful. Oh, 8 damage. Still fine. Like, this is greed for a reason. You don't care about dropping a little bit of health. You care about making the strongest board possible here. Greed with reason. Right, now we go all in on stats. If we were a little bit stronger, we could have taken Bronze Warden over Emissary, maybe. Those are definitely the two I want to steal blood gems from. Charga buffed everything, remember? And that might be the last dragon or battle cry we can cycle for the rest of this game, so let's try to get value there. We want these things to get cleaved if possible. We know he's going to go first twice in a row, so I'm not going to put another shield somewhere in front and try to milk another attack. It's an Illidan after all, right? So he's going to go, he's going to hit some stuff, he's going to hit some stuff again, then we trigger it. I see how it is. I do. You're gonna be a dick. I see. Still a bit outside. Boy, did you take a Murloc buff over a Blood Gem for the last Battlecry? Yeah, we have a Murloc on the board too. I guess you could choose where that buff's going. I guess. There's a Murloc on the board. Alright, Nadina or bust? Or Ghoul? It's a lot of stats. Is that ever enough to consider? 1, 2, 3 battle cries? It is 5 dragons. At 3 apiece is a 45-45. To drop this. I'm gonna roll twice, and if we find Nadina, we play it. Oh, this is so good. I guess if we don't lethal him, we might want to cycle it all next turn. Look at that board. We play 6 battle cries. This might be 7. That's almost 100 in stats. I think we freeze this. Nadina's probably better. Nadina's probably better. That I do agree with. We don't want position 1 Nadina. Even though it's a weird bumping mechanic. He also has a very real chance that he puts multiple taunts up. And also that he cleaves or plays a ghoul and then reset immediately or something like that to counterplay us. Like, it's the way you beat Nadina, right? Wow, guys, Feast or Famine meta is good. It's good when you feast. Very, very different. Very cool. Very real, Bob. Just feast, dude. Just feast. No famine. What if you just win instead of lose? Hit here. 3, 6. Dead. Just feast. Turns out Maiev still reasonably strong. Did we hit a triple early? Yep. But you do that about 50% of the time. Did you hit 2 triples early? You do that about... Wow, that was a good lobby. You hit 2 triples about like 30% of the time. So while that is a top 30% game, let's be real. Like, that's a reason why Maiev's good, is because when you do hit and you do it like 30% of the time, you usually win the lobby. And when you don't hit, you have to be able to mitigate losses.